It's the first day of spring practice. It's the first day of spring practice. We're excited at cleveland.com to bring you the finest Ohio State coverage in the land. Bill Landis, Tim Bielik, Doug Lesmerises. It was the first day of spring practice on Tuesday at Ohio State, and that means who's the quarterback? Tim, we heard Urban Meyer talk about this. JT Barrett was here hanging out. He's not the quarterback anymore. Watching the quarterback, did you get any vibe today? Just a vibe, an early vibe on how you think this might shake out?
It's hard to tell a little bit. There were some incompletions. No one really, I think, stood out and had a spectacular day. But based on how Urban Meyer talked, it's going to be a battle that they're going to give. Dwayne Haskins and Joe Burrow certainly seem like the top two. With Tate Martell Urban saying that Tate Martell will have a chance to compete, and I think that's kind of how we thought it would work out a little bit. Them giving Joe Burrow a chance, to compete, considering he has eligibility to grad transfer potentially after the spring. So Dwayne right now looks like a slight leader at number one, but obviously a lot of spring to go. But they still got a little work to do to shake off some inconsistencies.
Complicated. It's complicated. A couple things. I want to ask you two questions because I do want to ask you about Tate Martell. You'll cry. Number one, the idea that they need to figure out what's up with Joe Burrow by the end of spring. Do you think that they will be able to do that? And do you think that complicates this battle or compresses it or rushes it in any way?
I think they have to do it, but I'm not totally sure that they'll be able to do it. I showed up today expecting to be like, oh yeah, Dwayne Haskins is the quarterback. Okay, I didn't get that vibe at all. It seems to me like it's very even. They were splitting first team reps, so I think it is going to be a kind of complicated quarterback competition, and there's a lot of things that go into it. It's like we all know what Dwayne Haskins is, but when you boil it down, like Joe Burrow checks a lot of the Urban Meyer boxes. So I think Urban's going to be in a tough spot with, do I want to go with the hotshot kid? Because he knows if he does that, Joe Burrow's gone. So, yeah, I think it is very complicated.
And Tate Martell, do you think Tate Martell, in the end, again, it's just what we watched for an hour. We got to watch practice for an hour. Do you think Tate Martell will be a factor in this competition this spring or no?
No, not to be starting quarterback. I've thought all along he'll have some kind of role next year, but it seems clear to me after day one that it's Haskins or Burrow.
So the thing is, Joe Burrow will graduate and could grad transfer and be a starting quarterback, not a starting quarterback necessarily, but maybe could play for another team this fall, and he wants to know, am I going to be Ohio State's quarterback? If not, I'm going to go try to be another quarterback. That is an interesting part of this, and here's the thing that I took away from Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer said, I love competition with quarterbacks. I'd love to have the competition go to the fall. I like when guys are pushing each other. I think the worst thing that Urban Meyer has done in his time at Ohio State is handle the 2015 quarterback battle. And that's what they did there. And I don't think that worked. I think it got in JT Barrett's head. I think it got in Cardale Jones's head. And I'm very interested. There's two things here. One is the quarterbacks fighting each other. The other thing is how Urban Meyer handles it. And I think in handling quarterback battles, his record at Ohio State so far is not great. And I don't know that fighting tooth and nail to the opening day is the best thing for anybody involved here. So I'm very curious to watch this thing evolve. Bill Landis, Tim Bielik, Doug Lesmerises. Spring football is here. We are here. Follow us. See ya.